everybody, it's Mama Char here, or Charlotte. Welcome back to a brand new video on this channel. And in today's video, I'm going to try to be as optimistic and smiley and happy as I can be, because I believe that I should start being like that a lot more often in my videos, and more kind of funny and more just open for you guys, okay? So if you guys can, go support my my book by going to purchase it on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, all that good jazz, to go help me out with my book. It's called Apple Mia. It's a science fictional novel about a little boy named Colbert who is protecting his little sister Jackie and what's left of their family anyways, in a time where the wars basically end the world and they're forced to go to another planet called Apple Mia. Go check it out, guys. It came out in 2017. As you guys can tell, there is no sponsor for this video because I ain't drinking nothing right now. So yeah, so I just want to talk to you guys a bit about some of the things that kind of helped me get me into like figuring out I was trans. I know I made this video like this before, but I was like 2 years ago I made this video. It's been a while since I made a video like this, so I decided why not update it and why not help others that are looking to try to come out. Okay, we live in a world where it's becoming more of a mainstream thing to basically to come out as something, whether it's trans, gay, lesbian, bisexual, whatever. People are always are coming out as something nowadays. No hate, by the way. But I do want to talk to you guys a bit about, because a lot of people might have that thing where they kind of want to know, like, how do I know if I'm trans? And how do I know if I have that feeling? And a lot of people can't trust what a doctor might say, because a doctor might be like, yo, or a therapist might say, yo, you have gender dysphoria, just off like one thing. I think a lot of people need to take a lot of time, mental mindset, and kind of like thinking to see if transitioning is right for them, because it can be something that does affect yourself in the future of the long run, okay? Especially for kids. If you're a kid and you need to go to multiple doctors to figure out the diagnosis to everything. Not just one, and you gotta find your options. See what the heck's going on, see what you need to do. For me, I basically figured out that I was trans just recently, back on at the age of 20, back in October 3 years ago. But I only figured that out because I had lived so long and I kind of figured out there was something different about me, a lot. But my signs, now that I look back at it, I have had signs that I was trans for the past, since I was 5 years old. That was the most amount of signs I've ever had in my life, was growing up and not knowing exactly what the heck it was. I had no YouTube to guide me throughout my little childhood to understand, hey look, this is what I have, you know? I just didn't have it. Nowadays we live in a society where, nowadays we live in a world where people can be seen, people could really open up on social media and show people their changes, and it helps people to relate to them. And because of that reason, people are able to come out a lot easier nowadays. That's why there's a whole more flood. There's a lot more people who think that they are trans. There's some people that want to go with the transgender, stuff like that. You guys know what I mean. But what I'm trying to say is, there is a lot of things and a lot of entanglement in this whole coming out thing. And I want you guys to understand that coming out does not mean you need to come out for everybody else. I've said this in a video before. Y'all need to understand that coming out is not about others' perspective, it's about your perspective, what you've seen and how you feel about yourself. Just because you played with a girl's toys when you were a kid doesn't necessarily mean you're trans, and vice versa, if you're a trans guy, whatever. I didn't play with girl toys. Growing up, I really didn't. As far as I'm concerned, I played with normal boy toys. I played with toys in general. So to me, it wasn't like, oh my god, I was like, please I want to be a girl, please I want to be a girl, please. I wasn't like that, so I never really had parents that sat there and thought of it that way. I was different in terms of, I would pee sitting down all the time, and now that could be not a big deal either, but I would do that, and then I would wake up touching myself like a girl. I would be more into, I would be curious about putting on feminine products, feminine things, and y'all don't understand, but like, I kept it very low-key for a long time, how I was doing things and how I would interpret what the hell's the word? Interpret? I don't even fucking know. You guys know what I mean. I basically did all that stuff because it's just the natural thing that I was doing at the time. I got into like a whole walking style where I was like kind of like this for a little bit, and people were, my family members like, are you gay? Don't do that, blah, blah, blah. And me being me, thinking that I was a straight dude at the time, was like, no, I'm not gay. Like, no. Like, I took that as like more of a, kind of like a stupid, like, kind of like calling you out for something you're not, you know? And for me, I had like a whole different opinion of the community back then. I always felt like, oh, gay people were so weird, and you know, it's against God's world, stuff like that. That's how I grew up thinking, you know? So as I grew up and as I figured out who I was and as how I'm presenting myself, y'all gotta understand that like when you come out and stuff like that, you kind of open yourself up to a new world, not just gender-wise, but everything about you. And that's what I did. You guys gotta understand that going through the transitioning phase it takes a lot of work. It's not just get on hormones and you're done. You get on hormones, you're changing a lot of stuff. Now, so there's a lot of people that have simple journeys that they just go on hormones and they don't think about doing no surgeries, no YouTube, no nothing like that. They just want to live their normal lives, and that's fine, you know, but it's a lot of work still for your body, okay? You gotta be able to figure that out. I'm not gonna sit here and I'm not on this video saying, well, if you were into girl stuff and you wanted to be a girl, you are a trans woman. Or if you wanted to be a guy and you're playing with boy stuff, you're a trans guy. That's not true. It's not necessarily true. Being transgender is more than just playing with toys. More than just wearing girl clothes. More than just that. It comes deep inside of who you feel like you are. Who makes you feel like you're 100% happy every day. For instance, now that I've transitioned into the woman that I know that I am, guess what? I'm fucking 110 times happier than I was before. I wasn't miserable as a guy, but I wasn't as happy as I am now as a girl. So now that I look at myself, I'm like, you know what? I didn't hate myself back then, but at the same time, I didn't think that being like this would make me 10 times happier. It's like this kind of like inner feeling about yourself that you never knew you could unlock, and you just kind of like unlock just like that secret level of Mario. No, okay. Don't even think about what I just said. But what I am trying to say is that there's a lot of things that come into transitioning, not just figuring out, just kind of like understanding about who you are. That's another really big bit. And basically, if you want to come out, to not just look at the materialistic things that you might see yourself doing. It's more so of who you know, a lot of people think, oh, all trans women start off as gay dudes, and that's not the biggest truth at all. I'm like, because at the end of the day, we are all cis women trapped in males' bodies. People don't understand it. People think that just because you're trans, that that you have to be like a specific kind of woman. That's not true. If there's a lot of women that are straight and some that are bisexual and some that are lesbian, guess what, honey? There's gonna be trans people just like that. Okay, so when people say, oh my god, like, you should have been gay, like, or like, you like girls, why didn't you just stay as a guy? Like, it's not that. It's not as simple as that. Like I said to you guys before, it's always been about your person out here. Y'all have understood that I have opened up a lot more than just gender. I've opened up about culture, about makeup styles, about routines, about how I feel about my body, my spirit, everything. I've done that because it was essential to my transition. It wasn't just, oh, I want to be a girl and that's what it is, you know? All my life, for years, I've done this. Was it a specific strive that I had for years and years on end? No, not really. And that's why I think a lot of people have different journeys. A lot of people have different things to say. Because if at the end of every single day, if you think about it, there are a lot of people that think just because they have this big urge to be the other gender that it's confirmed, they're trans, they're this. And you know, that's why you live like, that's why a lot of people say, hey, well, how about you go like a year living with the other clothes on, you know what I mean? For me, it was different. I was 21 years old. I was kind of like at that point in my life where I was like, you know what? I feel this way. I'm progressing. I don't like the way I was living without that. And it took me about 4 or 5 months to get on hormones. And I did it. And I did. A lot of people need to experiment on who they really are to figure out if they really are trans. Like I said, back in my old video, I actually claimed a lot about doing materialistic things like, oh, if you play with girl toys, do all this stuff, that's your sign. No, it's deeper than that. Like, how do you usually feel? How comfortable do you feel? And I know a lot of trans people stories are like, oh, I couldn't stand going to boys' restroom. I couldn't relate with other guys, and I just didn't like what I had between my legs. And that's, I mean, how far are you willing to go to change? In other words, that's one thing that's another story and another test. A lot of people grow up and they think, oh, just because the doctors told me what to do, I should do it. Listen to your child, listen to your kid, listen to the people that are around you, listen to the person specifically and let them know that you're there for them. Now, if you're, if you're one of those parents that are just not acceptable, you're gonna see your kid act a certain way. If they really are trans, it's gonna be a very, difficult process and time for you guys. And I think that in a way, a lot of people need to understand that transitioning is, yes, it's one decision to transition, but it's 100 decisions to make in one, balled up in one decision, because you gotta realize your life changes from then on out. Transitioning isn't just stepping into wearing other clothes and doing hormones. It's about losing family, losing friends, losing religious, groups that might see you as a part of them, and losing, sanity in some people's eyes towards you. It's always going to end up being some sort of a sacrifice. But at the end of the day, are you sacrificing enough for yourself to be okay that they're going to be not okay with it? And that's why I gotta say to you guys, that's where it comes down to play. Don't listen to what others are doing or telling you if you really are serious about transitioning. If you're not serious about it, don't transition. And if you're only doing it because people are saying, yeah, you should, don't do it. I said this in one of my last videos. And I said, don't transition for the wrong reasons. Transition, look deep inside your heart, inside your soul, inside your spirit. Who you really are. Who are you really happy as? Do you get a thrill being who you are? Or who you can be? Anyways, guys, I know that's a little deeper than deep. I'm gonna let you guys off like that. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you guys did, leave it a like. If you guys want to know more and you guys want another video on this, let's do another video. Comment down below. Let me know how you guys think about the video. And if you guys have not subscribed to Charlotte Tears today, subscribe. What the hell are you guys doing? And if you guys can, destroy the notification bell to be notified every time I go live on YouTube or upload on YouTube. And buy my book, GoFundMe, Patreon, all that jazz, whatever you guys want to do to help me out. I love you guys no matter what you guys do. I love you guys lots. So much. More than haters. I'm Charlotte, and you guys are my Charlotte Tears, and I'll see you guys later.